Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Tech Tip. My name is Michael, and today we're going to take a quick look at how we can add hold downs to our panel members. In my model, as you can see, I have two framed wall panels, one of which contains hold downs. There are hold downs placed on every panel member in this panel, and if it was to go through the process of adding hold downs to every panel member, we can do that by going to our panel properties. So I click on a member, go to the MWF Pro Suite tab, go to my panel properties, click on the miscellaneous tab, scroll down to hold downs, click on the corresponding edit button, which will take me to my hold down settings, where I can configure my hold down settings, which will be placed on every panel member. But today, what I want to go through is how we can add hold downs to specific panel members, ones that we select on our panel. What I want to do first is find out which side of my panel is the start and which side is the end. To do that, I have to select, I'll select this end stud or this stud here, and I'll go to my instance properties, and on my BIMSF label, I'll notice that my stud member is labeled E2, which tells me that this panel or this stud is the end stud. The E1 stud would be located on the left-hand side, which would represent the start of our panel. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a few panel members, and then I'm going to go to the MWF Pro Suite tab, click on Tools, and scroll down to the Add Hold Down to Member option. Here you can see we have our hold down settings, and we can enable hold downs, which will allow us to modify some of these hold down settings. So here I can enable my bottom hold downs. I want to place my hold downs orientated towards the end of my panel, so towards the E2 stud. So what I can do is I can choose at start, which will place them orientated towards the start of my panel, at end, or on both ends. So I'm just going to choose at end. We can set an offset if we need to. We can apply a hole series, which will place a hole at every hold down that we place on the panel. So I'm just going to choose a hold down. So I'm going to select my round hole 1 inch. I can choose the family I want to use for my hold down. I'm going to choose the Simpson HDU 3D, and I'm going to choose the HDU 8. I can also choose to add hold downs to the top of my members. So I'll choose the top hold downs tab, and I can then choose to insert top hold downs. I want to choose the placement side to be at end. I can choose to apply a hole series. So again, I'll apply my 1 inch round hole. And this time, when I choose my family, I'll choose the Simpson HDU 3D, and I'll choose the HDU 5. On the right, you'll see we have the option to add anchors to our hold downs, and it will place an anchor at every hold down that we place in our panel. So I'm going to select the Insert Bottom Anchors option, which will allow me to then choose the anchor type that I want to choose and the anchor family. I can also insert an anchor at the top of my panel as well. We also have the option to use Place by Offset, where we can place user-defined offsets and use those to place our hold downs. And on the right-hand side here, we have the ability to ignore certain members in our panel. So if we did not want to place a hold down at the cripples, for example, at any cripples, we would just uncheck that option. And when we generate our hold downs, it would just ignore that member or that type of a member, and it wouldn't place a hold down at the cripples in this case. So I'm just going to click OK. So as you can see, we have our hold downs placed at the bottom and at the top of our panel members, the 3 members that we selected. If I scroll into the top, you'll see I have the round hole, the hole series that was applied. If I look at the underside of this particular member, you'll see we have our hold down, we have our anchor, and if I go to the bottom of my panel, you'll see we have a larger hold down at the bottom, we have our anchor, and again we have our hole series, our 1 inch round hole as specified. So that's it for this week's tech tip. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.